What up, yo? For my New York City TIs, you already know where I'm at. I'm at Central Park. Bought myself a little drinky drink. I just got off of work. I'm not too far from here, so I stopped by to get my drink on, get my smoke on. Look, I actually am alone here. That's crazy. I'm gonna try not to clear my throat, but all right. So, by the way, this is Tavern on the Green. For your TIs, for anybody really, you want to impress a girl. I'm not saying first date, second date, but like down the line and stuff. You should definitely, if you live in New York City, check out Tavern on the Green. But it's all blurry. Yeah, right there. Beautiful restaurant, very beautiful. You know, it's a shame because I love New York. I love New York City. If you ask me, this is the center of the universe. I mean, I love New York. I'm a true New Yorker. I grew up here. I was born here. I love it. Unfortunately, when you're targeted, you're basically a nomad, because basically the neighborhood I grew up in, they use a lot of people to turn against me. So it doesn't even feel like home. And so as much as I love this city, it doesn't feel like home. It's hostile. That's a horrible feeling. When you're targeted, you get nomad vibes, you know? You're a fucking wandering nomad. I want to do a video about my story. I think it'll help a lot of TIs, you know? But there's so much to unpack, because I was watch listed back in like 2004, right after 9/11, actually, you know, when the bulk of fucking targeteds got watch listed. You know, after 9/11, a lot of then you started having internet searches of gang stalking, you know, but me, I never knew to put the pieces together, you know. So when I was targeted, when I was a kid, it did stop. The harassment, the surveillance, nah, it didn't stop. So, you know, for you TI, I mean, I don't know. I see a lot of TIs that are still getting this bullshit 10 years later. I don't know what to say about that. I can only tell you from my own experience. You know, it did stop, and it dwindled off little by little. You know, instead of having multiple, the homeboy right there, instead of having multiple stimuli triggers, they just went down to one. Instead of having everyone harass you, it's just the informants and the cops and shit. It's weird. It dwindles off. But from my personal experiences, and because I believe this is threat assessment, they want to see how you deal with stress. How do you cope? Can you tell, like, you know, do you think everyone's after you? A lot of people, a lot of you guys got to read the threat assessment. I have to do a whole video on that. I have to do a whole video on my story, and then a whole separate one just on the threat assessment. There's so much to unpack in so little time. Like, I have to unpack 20 years into like a video. Like, I can't do that, you know. But yeah, you know, yeah, just over here, somewhat isolated. Since I went to Europe over the summer, like, my targeting was at a very high. It's very high. It's very easy. They isolate you, then they demoralize you, right? They take away your hope. It gives you nothing to live for. How do they do that? By going everywhere you go and telling people to hit you with conditioned stimuli. So your brain's you're automatically gonna think everywhere you go is hostile towards you. So what the fuck is the point of life? You know, you're not gonna have hope. You might even think of suicide, and that's when the harassment starts. You know, they have to demoralize you, and then when you're demoralized, they have to harass the dog shit taste out of you. You know? Yeah. It's crazy. But I don't know, just so much to unpack, so much to talk about, you know. I don't even know where to start. Like, I have to like prepare when I make a video. I didn't prepare tonight. I'm here with my drink. I'm alone. Look at this. This is heaven to a TI. Look at this. This is fucking heaven to a TI. My targeting slowed down because, you know, if this is threat assessment, they are investigating, and I peeped how they investigate. You know, they build up a trigger that might take like a year, right? They build up a trigger, then they demoralize you, and then when they're going hard, the days that they're going hard on you, hitting you with your conditioned stimuli, you might get bumped. You might have someone cut you online. You might have someone spill coffee on you. You know, in the midst of people coughing, sniffling, sneezing, wearing colors, this and that, someone's gonna bump into you, this and that. And I think that's part of the investigation, because you see, they were doing that, and I started noticing every time they pick up the harassment and it's constant, nonstop. Something stupid happens. Someone will almost bump into me and almost knock me on the fucking floor. When I turned around, I couldn't even see who it is. You know, they managed aggression is they're managing your aggression, and they're very good at it. And they use psychology to do this. You know, so when they turn up your harassment to 10, be on the lookout for that. Someone might bump you. Someone might spill coffee on you. Someone might cut you online. You know, this is the investigative part. You know what I mean? And a lot of you are not gonna, I don't know how you're gonna take that, but I picked that up. This is my second time being targeted, and I see a lot of things that I saw in my first targeting. Back then, when you were targeted, before YouTube, cops never showed face. I had no idea this was the government. I thought someone cyberbullied me online. That's why everywhere I went, people would laugh at me. I didn't know what to make of it. It's crazy. Anyway, I don't really care, but I think TI should meet up. We should, connect and socialize, and you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like we should do that, but you know, the psychological aspect of this program makes you hyper paranoid. And I know targets hate hearing that P word, but it's true. That's what the psychology behind this program does. And a lot of TIs just, instead of meeting up and connecting, they bash each other. They call each other perps. They're, you know, it's just what the program does, you know. But the more you know, the less it affects you. Look at this. Look, it's having on the green. Look how beautiful that is. Oh my, look at that. Come on. There we go. All right, well, I'm gonna continue to get my drink on. I wanted to make a video about explaining things, but there's so much to unwrap. I have to like write it and then make a video. All right, later.